आगे के सेशन में प्रवेश कर सकेंगे। जो लोग भी इस ऑडिटोरियम के बाहर हैं, इस हॉल के बाहर जितने भी लोग हैं, उनसे मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि प्लीज आइए और रीअसेंबल हो जाइए यहाँ पर। एक बार फिर से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ, जितने भी लोग बाहर हैं प्लीज आइए और आप बैठ जाइए ताकि हम समय से अपने नेक्स्ट सेशन को स्टार्ट कर सकेंगे। एक बार पुनः स्वागत और अभिनंदन आप सभी का। A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Now we are going to have the plenary lecture of the 20th All India Conference of Heads of Science Centers and Museums. To introduce the speaker of this lecture, I would like to invite Shri Rajiv Nath, Director, Headquarters, NCSM.
Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the plenary lecture of the 20th All India Conference of the Heads of Science Museums and Science Centers. This year's themes, the opportunities and challenges in science centers in the digital era, highlights the evolving landscape of science communication and the role of digital innovation in shaping the future of science centers. It is an honor to introduce our distinguished speaker to the plenary lecture, Sri Arijit Datta Chaudhary, Director General of the National Council of Science Museums, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. A visionary leader and a stalwart in the field of science communication, Sri Chaudhary has dedicated over 36 years to advancing interactive science education, museum development and digital outreach. Since joining NCSM in 1987, he has spearheaded numerous groundbreaking initiatives, including establishment of India's first digital panorama and pioneering interactive exhibits. As the Director General since 2019, he has been instrumental in expanding the reach of science centers nationwide, fostering scientific curiosity and embracing digital transformation in non-formal science education. His extensive global experience across multiple countries further enriches his perspective on science communication in the digital age. We are truly privileged to have him with us today to share his insight. Please join me in welcoming Sri Arijit Datta Chaudhary.
Maybe. Very good afternoon to all of you. It's wonderful to meet after almost 4.5 years. In fact, the last session, which was in 2019, I personally could not attend. And I can see Dr. Rajesh Grover smiling. And I still feel, this was an opportunity, a missed opportunity for me. Extremely glad that all of you are here. So, as the theme of this year's conference, we are saying opportunities and challenges in science centers in the digital era. So I'd just like to give a little glimpse of, what are the challenges, what is the scope, and how we can together find ways and means how to adopt these digital technologies in our science museums, how we can add new ways of communicating science to our visitors, especially the youngsters. I think the budding young minds who can be molded by how we present to them. In fact, a lot of people who our senior scientists across the country talk about their years, formative years, and when they had visited BITM Kolkata and how it has helped them. So I think we play a very important role to motivate youngsters to take up science in their career, and there's a lot of scope for us to do something more than what we are doing now, so that we remain relevant, we can attract the youngsters, and we can also fulfill the mandate that is bestowed on us. So essentially, a broad overview. We would like to talk about the scope of digitalization, or basically how we can introduce digital interventions in our exhibits, how we, not only in exhibits, even for various aspects of the science centers, the options of digitalization, and challenges and the future of digital interventions. So this presentation covers the key themes of digitalization in museums, including its scope, available options, challenges and future interventions. And the discussion will focus on how technology enhances engagement, improves sustainability, and prepares museums for the digital era. So let us all try to see how we can all work together, especially in a situation where this is very, very essential, and it is basically a shift from the way we started our career. When we started our career, we were more into developing 3D exhibits, hands-on approach, participatory, interactive, more in 3D form. Now with the advent of digital technologies, there's tremendous scope to develop exhibits also on concepts, which was very difficult to represent in 3D form using our electromechanical techniques. So there's a lot of scope through this technology, lot of scope for reaching out to a much wider audience beyond the, I would say, the four walls of our science museums. And I think that way, with these new technologies, we can be more reachable, or we can reach out to a much, much wider audience. So this is the scope which we need to explore and see how best we can take this forward. Now, as we say, why go digital? Basically, this is what we intend to say. And I would also like to say, that certain things which we have been doing and what we have experienced also from our visitors, we have seen wherever we have added digital technologies, there has been a lot of interest, especially from the younger generation. And not only, I also look after the Indian Museum, and I see that even in the museums which are other than Science Museum, in art museums, in archaeological collections, there is a lot of digital interventions coming in. Some of the recent museums which have come up, especially in the capital region, especially if you see the Prime Minister's Museum, I would say it's almost entirely digital technologies which they have used. But I also would like to add a word of caution here. Too much of digital technologies also, I think, creates some amount of fatigue, and that we've also seen that retention becomes difficult. Like if you move through the Prime Minister's Museum from one hall to the other and you try to cover everything in one single day, when you come out, you really do not remember what exactly you have seen where. So that is also a big challenge, how to make it in a manner so that, like, while there is scope, a lot of technologies for you to delve more into and know more, get much more information, acquire new knowledge, but at the same time, I think we also have to be very careful when we are using digital technologies to ensure that that fatigue component does not creep into the visitors' system when they are moving around. So, having said that, when we say that yes, digital technologies are very, very important for our museums, at the same time, I would also say a word of caution. We also think of how we can have a blend of the old and the new. As we said, with the advent of interactive technologies like AR, VR, AI, touchscreens, we have tremendous scope to present different concepts of science and technology. As I said earlier also, like there are certain, I would say, simulations which were not possible in an electromechanical system. I still remember the challenge. Just after I joined in 1987, in 88, I was posted in Bhubaneswar, and we were coming up with a gallery on sun. And I was asked to develop an electromechanical model where we have the sun at the center and you have elliptical orbits, and all the planets were supposed to revolve around the sun, and they should also rotate on their own axis, and they should have different speed. Now, getting to do this, it took so much of time, so much of brainstorming we did how to come up with a solution. We came up with a solution, but I would still say, there was a lot of lacuna in the electromechanical system that we developed that time. Now with digital technology, it has become much, much easier, and it can be there's a much better way to now present it to the people, especially with 3D modeling and all that we have. You can have a wonderful experience that you can create for the people. And it becomes very, very easy for people to understand now with the advent of digital technologies. So these are the advantages which we need to adopt as soon as possible, especially for these standalone science centers. NCSM has the advantage, we have 26 centers across the country, and we can share the knowledge created in one science center with the others. But for the science centers, especially for my colleagues from science centers which are outside the ambit of NCSM, I think this is very, very important, how we remain continuously connected. And instead of being fully dependent on NCSM, how you all can also help us in coming up with new technologies, not only in your science centers, but you can share it where we can also adopt in NCSM and other units. I think a lot of youngsters are working across different science centers, and I think there is a lot of scope for us to work together so that our collective knowledge can be utilized in the best way possible by our friends from different science centers. As we say, as I had just said, the biggest advantage of digital technologies is the expansion of reach. Through virtual exhibitions, if you install in your website, in your portal, like lakhs and lakhs of people can reach out and see those exhibitions. So these are the great opportunities that we have created with the advent of digital technology. In fact, we have started a digital archive which is being done by Birla Industrial and Technological Museum on behalf of NCSM. And as part of that, we are also creating a virtual exhibition on the leading scientific achievements post-independence in our country. It will be in the form of a virtual exhibition. We are expecting to launch it by probably end of next month or early April. We should be able to launch that. And I think this will be a new way of presenting science and technology. Apart from the digital archive that we are creating, which has already been formally launched, and the portal is there, and one of my colleagues, I think Mr. Somen Ghosh from BIT will make a presentation on this tomorrow. But using virtual platforms, virtual tools, or virtual exhibitions through our portal, I think that is also another way we can take science to a much greater spectrum of people. So this is another way where we all need to work together, and the biggest advantage is once we create in one place, we can have the links in all the portals of all science centers. We need not replicate what we have done in one place. We can share it with each other so that the purpose for which it has been created, to reach out to people, that we can do. I hope all the science centers outside the ambit of NCSM have their own portal. If not, I think this is one thing which everybody needs to do. You need to have your own website. And then as and when we create these digital exhibitions or these virtual exhibitions, we can always share a link from our website, or we can create a link which will be there in your portal. The moment a visitor comes and opens your portal and your website and clicks on that link, they can directly be connected to the virtual exhibition that we are setting up. So this is one thing I think we all need to do together, so that it benefits everybody, and the purpose for which we are doing it will be fully utilized. And these require some amount of professionalism, require some amount of money. So let us not replicate and rather utilize it so that within the optimum funding that we can have best use of it. Yes, this is what I think the biggest advantage of digital technology is: personalized learning. Now, when it comes to writing labels for our exhibits, we always had, some restrictions that it should not be beyond a certain number of words. We used to say not more than 100, 150 words. And secondly, you have the difficulties of using multiple language. Like in any city, when you have your exhibits, you need to have at least bilingual, in some places trilingual. Now with the advent of digital technologies, the biggest advantage is you can have any number of languages you want, and whoever is interested, the information can be layered. So as per the interest of a visitor or his desire to know, he can have all the information in multiple layers. So this is, I think, where, it gives a lot of scope for personalized learning also for an individual. We did not put everything for, and look, our exhibit should not look like a textbook. We can have minimal information. Just like a newspaper, you have the main heading, subheading, and then the details. Similarly, in digital platform also we can have this, and it can be beneficial to a huge number of people. And as I said, the digital archive that we have created, I'm sure in the long run it will be very, very beneficial for the research scholars, for the students who want to know more about an individual scientist's work, or how they have contributed in our nation building. Yes, integration of live data, like as we said, we have just created a climate change gallery at Science City. And in certain places, we can have live data where various aspects which is continuously happening can be connected there, and people who are going there can always get an updated information. So there is a lot of scope for this. We have another mode of presentation called Science on Sphere, where also we have almost real-time data which can be presented before the visitors. And we have seen that in many of our science centers, especially in Calcutta, I have seen this. We have faced a lot of cyclonic conditions in and around Kolkata during the last few years. Some major cyclones were there. And every time, there was some news of some cyclonic storm approaching the city. A lot of people used to come to see the Science on Sphere exhibition. They would like to know, where the storm is heading towards. And we could show almost real-time data. I think there was a lag of around half an hour or 45 minutes. And that data we could present to the people. So people could get a real feel of live data and also appraise themselves, know more about it. And I think these are opportunities which we can have. Saying that about the Science on Sphere, I would also like to say now NCSM has developed in-house this technology. So it's an import substitution which is ready now. I think my colleague Satadal will be speaking about that when he makes his presentation. Yeah, fatigue, I think I've already said that. Though we are moving very rapidly towards the digital technologies and going for digital intervention, screen fatigue is one thing which we all need to take care of, and definitely this is one aspect which we need to consider. Yeah, this is a challenge that we have. High costs, I would say. Every time we go for digital interventions, there is not only one issue of initial investment, there is also issues of replacement costs, because technology is changing so rapidly. Whether it is hardware, whether it is the soft content, we need to continuously upgrade, continuously change. For example, I think in 2016, we opened the first digital panorama in Science City, Kolkata. My colleague, Mr. Anurag Kumar, is now on the verge of replacing the entire hardware. So whatever we had invested that time needs to be replaced. So in a period of around 8-9 years, when you have to change your hardware, you have to change your content, change your technologies. So definitely it is expensive. So this is definitely one challenge that we have. At the same time, the skill set that you need to continuously upgrade, that is also very, very important. So as I said, it's very important that we work together, not in isolation, so that the skill set that we have in any of the science center, any organization, it can be shared among the others. So that is an advantage, and we can, once we create it, replication is much, much easier. We also require infrastructure to create this. So instead of having multiple places of infrastructure, we can also think how we can utilize a common infrastructure for benefit of all. So these are, I think, issues which we all need to discuss during the next 2 days. I'm just leaving, the initial thought process to commence, so that, during the next 2 days, we can also think how best our combined strength can be utilized so that we can work together. And I'm so glad to see, some young people from the Param Science Center is here. So such youngsters are very important in the system. And in fact, in NCSM also, apart from few of us who are on the verge of retirement, most of my younger colleagues are very young, and I'm sure, that their thought process will be much more different than what we had, and you'll be able to work together to make things happen collectively. Yes. Now, when it comes to digital technologies, we are, I would say, loaded with lot of information. So it's very, very important that when we are creating a story or informing, it has to be very, very accurate. So scientific accuracy is a very big issue which we need to be very, very careful about, especially when we are searching for information in the website. We get so much of information, at the end, it's very difficult to know which is correct and which is not correct. So that's very, very important, and I think here it is the necessity of getting things vetted by people in the academia. I think that's very important. So whenever we are developing new exhibitions, it is very important also that we are in constant touch with people in research, in academics, because they'll be the people who will be able to guide us and ensure that whatever content we are putting is correct. So getting it vetted is very, very important. So this is one thing also we need to be very cautious about. As you said, now, leveraging technologies to create immersive and engaging experiences. Yeah, this in all form of museums, I would say, not only science museum. Science museums definitely have a lot of scope to do, but even for the typical art museum or archaeology-based object museum, there is tremendous scope for using digital technologies. For example, I'll give a small example, like in Indian Museum, we have more than 50,000 coins. Now, you cannot display all of them, number one. Number two, if you want to display a coin, you need to show the both sides of the coin. So either you have to have it in a manner where people can walk around from both the sides, or you have to have one coin and you have two images set up so that people can see the overs and the reverse, both sides. But with the advent of digital technology, now you can have 3D models of those coins. People can rotate it as there can be a coin there, and they can, using digital technology, they can turn the coin, zoom in, zoom out, say more in depth. So these are a lot of scopes that have arisen now. Another very interesting thing that we are doing in Indian Museum, we have a lot of stone objects which are not fully intact. You know, from the time they were excavated and collected, there were some parts which were missing. Maybe in some cases the arm is missing. In some cases the halo behind that is missing. Jointly with IIT Kharagpur, we are working on using AI how to recreate what it was like. So what they are doing is they are trying to find out similar objects which is there in our collection, in collections in other museums, doing a 3D modeling of all of them, and then using artificial intelligence, they are trying to recreate how probably it looked like originally. So this is also a very new way of how we can use digital technologies to visualize an object which is not there in full form. Like there is one, we call it as a hero object of Indian Museum, only the lower portion of a human being is there, and it is supposed to be one of the best collections of Indian Museum. We really do not know what was the upper bust of this person. Using AI, now they are trying to recreate this. And I'm very keen to see finally, what is the outcome of that. Because these are challenges for us. At the same time, whether we can get authentically or can authenticate whatever is created using AI, that will be also a challenge, but at the same time, it will be very interesting also to see if we can recreate what it was originally. And that's what, as I said, museums going worldwide, this is what is happening. Everywhere we see a lot of digital technologies coming in. Everywhere we are using, not only for the museum part, even right from ticketing onwards. Ticketing, security, everywhere we are using a lot of digital technologies. So there's tremendous scope for this, and I think once we can create one for ourselves, we can always share it so that, it can be best utilized for our colleagues in other science centers. Especially if I say the ticketing software. Suppose BITM has done a ticketing software, it can be shared among all the science museums, science centers across the country, so that we do not replicate, we utilize the same platform and use this technology without additional cost. Yeah, this I think also I've already mentioned about evolution from traditional to digital, adoption of a lot of new technologies is there, and there's a lot of scope for continuously upgrading what we are doing and using AI, smart analytics. We can come up with a lot of new ways of presenting. And even from the ticketing software, if I consider a simple thing, we can get so much of information that from the management point of view, we can plan a lot of things. Now ticketing softwares are available, will give you at the back, they'll collect at the back end lot of information, and that they will provide to you. Those data can be utilized for us to plan or create a strategy how we would like to utilize the best way from that data, how you can get more visitors, how we can generate more revenue. So such information, and we get a demography of also of the people who are coming to your centers, who are the people who are not coming to your centers. So you can plan, create strategies of how to bring in more and more people also. So yes, visitor engagement and experience, yes, we have already said this. A lot of scope using AR, VR and AI to create immersive and interactive exhibitions. I think everybody is working on this. I'll give an example of an exhibition which has been done very recently for the International Museum Expo 2nd edition, which we did in Science City on peaceful explosion. So this, Mr. Manas Bagchi, the director of CRTL, was spearheading that curation of that exhibition. He'll be telling you how he has used artificial intelligence for developing this exhibition. And tomorrow I think he'll be speaking on this. So these are all very interesting, I would say, achievements that we have recently been able to complete and show it to the people. And I think it's, this platform is where we can share this so that others can also implement similar methods. Expanding, it's global reach. As I said, virtual museum has tremendous scope. And I think during COVID, many of us have tried to do some digital exhibitions, and which we shared through our platform. I remember National Museum jointly with NCSM had developed an exhibition for the BRICS nation, because it was not possible to physically create this exhibition. It was done on a virtual platform, and it was hosted in the website of National Museum, where countries, all the countries under the BRICS, they participated in this. And it was in a virtual exhibition which was, I think, seen by more than 1 crore people. That was the data which was given to us. A huge number of people have seen this exhibition. And you could virtually move around, see everything, zoom in, see an individual object. The captions were there. Those captions were there in multiple languages. So these are, great opportunities that we have. I think we need to all utilize this, and we can reach out to a great number of people through this. Improving artifact preservation and security. Yes. I think most of the museums, other than science museums, have extensively gone in digitizing their collections. And I think we have just started in NCSM to digitize some of the artifacts that we have. These are the technological artifacts that we have in our collections. I think this is also very important, because if we can, using blockchain technology, digitize the entire thing, I think we'll be able to track these objects at any point of time. We'll know about once we have the metadata, once we have their image and we use blockchain technology, we'll be able to track it at any point of time. And the fear of losing an artifact due to theft, that can be also to a large extent eradicated because of these new technologies. And This is being extensively being done in many museums. Incidentally, because I also look after Indian museums, so we are doing, I think, out of around a lakh and 8,000 objects that we have, around 70,000 objects we have already completed digitizing. And now we are trying to complete this side by side. We also started doing some 3D scanning of some of the hero objects so that we can create some virtual exhibitions. Data-driven decision making, as I said, like especially if we can track the visitors and if we can collect the basic data from the time a visitor enters to our campus, I think from there we can create a huge database from which we can take a lot of decisions and we can plan a lot of our activities, reach out to more and more people. So there's a lot of scope for this. Using artificial intelligence, definitely we can provide personalized content-based visitor interest also. Like for using your smartphones, I do not know for how long the smartphones will also exist. I understand in another, maybe next decade, smartphones will become obsolete. So I do not know how the new technology will come in, but I think these are new changes which are coming up. Today we use smartphone for a lot of activities and we can utilize it also for this purpose. But as we also read that smartphones are also are on their way out. Maybe some of my colleagues, younger colleagues can tell us, what are the new technologies coming in to replace the smartphones. Yes, the digital archive that I said, I think Showman will be talking about this, will give you a glimpse of what all has been done by BITM during the last, I think, around a year, and what else they are planning to do. There are two parts of it. One is digitizing all the research articles and putting it in a platform so that people can, they've identified a list of maybe, I think, 30 scientists and working on their contribution so far. And at the same time, CRTL is developing a digital exhibition on those 30 scientists. Initially, I think we are starting with 3 or 4 scientists and we'll be expanding it so that all their works are covered. And it will be like any other visit to a science museum. You can virtually see that museum. You can zoom in, zoom out, move right, left, read each label, read each text. And if somebody is interested for more information, they can click and enter more into it and get the information in, which is there in layered in different levels. So this is a great opportunity, I think, where we can have a lot of new content developed and shared, not only for general science popularization, but also for research purpose. Research scholars will also be benefited through this. Monetization and sustainability, yes. Digital ticketing, NFTs and virtual exhibitions, they create new revenue streams. So we need to work on this. I think initially when we started, especially I remember in Science City, I used to collect the demographic data. We used to have a survey being done every day for around 30-40 people. And every quarter we used to do an analysis of this data. This was more in the physical form, but now with digital technologies available, right from the time. Yes, this I had said earlier also. Youngsters, if we want to attract them, we need to come up with a lot of new technologies because they are tech savvy. They expect also wherever they go, they get a scope to interact using new technologies, and that challenges them also. And I think this is an opportunity where we can have this segment of people more and more coming to our centers if we bring in new forms of digital technologies in our system. I'm sure some of my colleagues from Param Science Center and some of my colleagues from NCSM will be speaking more on this, and will be extremely glad to hear what they would like to say, how this can be beneficial for the younger generation. some examples of things which is happening across the globe, creating immersive experiences. I think everybody is trying to create immersive experiences. And then this gargoyle, which is there in YouTube, where, it can sensitize, it can individually track a visitor, talk with an individual visitor. It's very, very interesting how they are using technologies for personalized attention. Knowledge on sphere is as I said, similar to Science on Sphere, which has been created, developed in-house in NCSM. In fact, it is coming up now. One is being set up in Bhubaneswar by CIR, also trying to develop it for different science centers that we are making now. So these are new technologies, new ways of presenting, which we can explore. Yes, I think artificial intelligence, virtual reality, AI, IoT, Internets of Things, I think this is a jargon which we are using almost every day. Some things which we have recently created, this will be shared by Shatadal Ghosh when he makes his presentation, and some by Mr. Arnab Chatterjee, Director in charge of BITM. These are some special initiatives, as I said. These have been created by NCSM. Many of you have already seen this during the International Museum Day celebration, which we had in Science City. Those who have missed, I think they will get an opportunity to know more about these new developments that has happened in NCSM. Yeah, this, as I said, this peaceful explosion, I think this Manas Bakchi is already working on this for some more additions to what has already been done. And we are hopeful that maybe by end of next month, we'll be able to install the new version in National Science Center, Delhi. For next is Climate Change Gallery in Science City. I think both Mr. Anurag Kumar and Shubhashankar Ghosh will be talking about this new development which was launched very recently. I'm sure most of the people will. What did I do? For the digital planetarium that we are mandated to do across the country by the Ministry of Culture, till recently we were totally dependent on importing everything from abroad. Very recently, my colleagues in NCSM, they have developed in-house technologies for 8-meter dome. I think similar thing can be used even up to 10 to 12 meters, and we should be able to do entire thing in-house instead of depending on import from abroad. So this, I think, Mr. Arnab Chatterjee will be talking about in his presentation. And I think this we can help all the other science centers wherever you have small planetariums and need to upgrade. Instead of importing, we can use, which will be much cheaper, and it will be much more in our control to utilize these technologies. This is, as I already said, Science on Sphere. This work was being done simultaneously in Delhi and Kolkata. Mr. Vijay Shankar was in Delhi that time when he started working there. Simultaneously, Mr. Arnab Chatterjee started working on this as well as in CRTL, and finally we have now developed in-house technologies so we can be totally independent of importing. We can use our own system, and we can have multiple numbers of sets in different science centers. It's a very good tool for education, very, very popular in our science centers, and I think this is one facility we can create in all the science centers, irrespective of whether they're under NCSM or any others. It will be much, much cheaper than what it was. And as I said, under the scheme for which we operate the SPOC scheme, there is a lot of scope for modernizing the existing science centers that we have handed over. We are already working on the modernization in, I think, 8 or 9 centers. And I think the other science centers which have not initiated this process, I think they can also apply to the Ministry of Culture for modernization. Any science center which has not been modernized for last 5 years, they are eligible for this. So make best use of this opportunity so that we can modernize your centers. You can, and in the process when we develop, we would also like to involve you in this whole process. In fact, just now before we came in here, I was having a discussion with my colleague from Mizoram, and he is very keen that this entire developmental process be done locally in their own science center. And I'm so thrilled to know that such interests are being shown, and if we can do this, individually, and if each of the science centers can develop a team of human resource who can do these activities, I think it will be very, very helpful for not only NCSM but also for your own individual science centers. It's very important that we have our own strength to make changes, to develop something new, and we are all here to help each other so that together we can ensure that the purpose for which these science centers have been set up can be fully met, not only with the help of NCSM but with your own colleagues working in your science center. So I think that is very, very important as we move ahead to ensure that we work together. Yeah, as far as the challenges are concerned, definitely in using digital technology involves a lot of money, so cost is definitely a very big factor which we need to be concerned about. So sharing of, instead of replicating the same thing, in like creating it individually, if we can use common resource for developing the technologies and then the benefits can be utilized by everybody, I think that is the best way out, because that way it will be cheaper for everybody and it will be a viable proposal for all the science centers. Yes, privacy issues are definitely an important factor, because the moment we are trying to collect information from people, it's our responsibility to also ensure that whatever data they have shared do not go out in the public domain. So these are issues which we need to address. Data security is very, very important, and definitely accessibility is, I think, if we all work together, definitely we can make these new technologies accessible to people from all the science centers. I think we all need to, as I said again, I again repeat, we all need to work together so that the benefits that we generate in one place can be utilized by other science centers also. So these are the adaptations that we need to do. We need to work together and ensure that the purpose for which the science centers were created, it fulfills its mandate. And in the process also, I think it will give us a lot of satisfaction that the purpose that we started with, the noble cause that for which we started this whole movement, it fulfills and reaches out to more and more people. And at the end, yes, we are always available. NCSM will always extend support to all the other science centers whenever it is necessary, and I think this is a continuous process which will continue for many more years to come. We all need to work together, ensure that we understand somebody's difficulties and see how best we can help them. And it's not only for NCSM to help out. I'll be very keen to see other science centers also now coming up and supporting each other, because there is a lot of scope. I think we can all work together to ensure that in the crossroads where we are migrating from what we call the classical exhibits to exhibits in the digital format, we all need to work together so that nobody is left behind, and all segments of the population are benefited from this process. I think with this initial remarks, I would like to start all my colleagues to make their presentations and see how best we can come up with a resolution at the end where we find common ways of working together, irrespective of whether I work for NCSM or I work for any other science center, be it in the government sector or in the private platform. I think we all need to work together to ensure that we are all benefited and we do something new for the people so that more and more people come to our science centers. Thank you so much. I think with this,
थैंक यू सो मच सर. मैं बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ श्री एडी चौधरी सर को. बहुत विस्तार से आपने अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ की बात की, बहुत विस्तार से आपने चैलेंजेस की बात की. आपने ये भी बताया कि साइंस सेंटर्स को और मॉडर्नाइज करने के लिए कैसे हम एआई की हेल्प ले सकते हैं, एआर और वीआर की हेल्प ले सकते हैं कैसे. और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि साझा प्रयासों की ज़रूरत है. अगर हम नए तरीके से अपने देश के साइंस सेंटर्स को और म्यूजियम्स को लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं और लोगों को उन तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं, तो इसमें एक आमूलचूल परिवर्तन की जो ज़रूरत है उसके लिए हम सबको साझा प्रयास करने होंगे. एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद करती हूँ इस प्लेनरी लेक्चर के लिए आपका. और आइए अब सीधे हम अपने टेक्निकल सेशन में प्रवेश करते हैं. फॉर दिस आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट डॉक्टर कैलाश भारद्वाज, क्यूरेटर NCSM हेडक्वार्टर्स. सर प्लीज.
Good afternoon, everybody, and Johar. After plenary lecture of DG sir, he has chalked out the way forward for every presenter with paying homage to our revered Jilani sir. And now we are all set for the technical session. And for today, I would certainly cite one thing, and Kumar sir is in front of us, Anurag Kumar sir, Director Science City. Once he said, on the day of death, Anurag Kumar sir said, while we are mourning for Dr. Jilani, but we will also celebrate the contribution which Dr. Jilani put. And it is really, we are celebrating by discussing the things. And he actually poured life to the philosophy of gallery exposition in our culture. He flown butterfly everywhere. So it is as if today we are discussing for how to implement the digital technology for frontiers of our gallery exposition systems. Now, today, for the first technical session, our chair is our Deputy Director General, Sri Samrendra Kumar sir, and our co-chair is Sri Parik sir, General Manager, Science City, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Sir, I welcome you to take your seats. Now, I would like to invite our Director Headquarters, sir, to present bouquet to our chair and co-chair. Sir, the girl is coming. However, I would like to cite about our chair. Sri Samrendra Kumar is the Deputy Director General of National Council of Science Museums. And Sri Brijesh Parik is General Manager, Science City, Ahmedabad. About Sri Samrit Kumar sir. Samrit Kumar is Deputy Director General of National Council of Science Museums, functioning under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. He has more than 35 years of experience in field of museum operation and management in various parts of the country. He specializes in popular science communication at NCSM headquarters. He involved in implementing of science of the scheme of promotion of culture of science of Ministry of Culture, Government of India, for setting up new science centers, science cities, innovation hubs, and digital planetarium throughout the country. Recently, he was instrumental in developing the international traveling exhibition Superbug, The End of Antibiotics. The vaccine injecting hope is in collaboration with Science Museum Group London. He has traveled widely to USA, UK, Germany, Malaysia, Singapore, Finland, Estonia, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Qatar, Sri Lanka, etc. And has also participated in various conferences, seminars, workshops, and presented papers in several national and international forums. Presently, he is also working as Secretary and Curator in charge, Victoria Memorial Hall, Kolkata, functioning under Ministry of Culture. At the Victoria Memorial Hall, he has initiated various new programs and workshops involving youth of the city for promoting interest in art and culture, its conservation and preservation. In his leadership, a new exhibition of paintings on Rabindranath Tagore, some of them unseen so far, collection from Daniel's paintings were opened to Victoria Memorial Hall along with the new projection mapping show on Kolkata, the City of Joy. Thank you, sir, for now I will cite citation for Sri Dr. Brijesh Parikh. Our co-chair of today's session is Dr. Brijesh Parikh, PhD in supramolecular chemistry from Gujarat University. Dr. Parikh is currently General Manager, Science Popularization and Phase 2nd of Gujarat Council of Science City, DST, Gujarat government. He has 15 years of experience of teaching chemistry in university level and 10 years of experience as a head of schools in Ahmedabad. Member of many national, international scientific societies like American Society, HESC, NAEE, Gujarat Science Academy, Society of Material Chemistry, BARC. Dr. Parikh has awarded by Digital Council, California State University, Gujarat Science Academy, and Rotary Club. Dr. Parikh has participated in more than 50 seminars, workshops, and conferences, and has published more than 12 papers in journals of national and international repute, and 2 books also. He is mentor of change at Atal Innovation Mission. As I told, Dr. Parikh is currently heading Science Popularization, Aquatic Robotics, Natural Parks, Climate Change, Learning Lab, new projects of galleries, and collaboration with national and international industries and academia. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Now, over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Kailash, for this very long introduction for both of us. I think we are short of time, so we start straight away for that. We have a very eminent panel with us today. And we have Dr. Parikh with us from Gujarat Science City. Incidentally, I first of all like to thank the organizer for this wonderful event and the first technical session we are hosting that. And I think we'll get more insight into the topic what we are discussing today about the digital challenges, digital opportunities and challenge in science centers in the digital era. We have heard about that. The call by the topic is here. Okay, so topic is already here for that. So we will straightway go to the session, starting with that, because you would like to say something, Dr. Parikh?
Yeah, actually, what I wish today is a very important day, Valentine Day. So what we will do, we will show love to our mother language. So whatever you are participating or doing the presentation, after that presentation, just last 3 sentences or 3 messages you have to give in your mother language, and you have to convert into English or Hindi. So that is the, matlab, like, we are giving you the challenge. Get the last, whatever you are presenting, in just 3 sentences. You have to speak in your mother language, so we can show our unity in diversity also. Thank you.
That's a great idea which
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Parekh suggested, and that's the kind of thing which we do. So I'd like to call the first presentation. We have Mr. Naganti from Director Param Science Center, and he calls it Param Science Experience Center.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting one. It has come up in Bangalore very recently, and he's going to present on AI and innovation for exhibit development. A very interesting topic, I think, for all of us. If you have not seen this, probably this is a very new science center. Only few of the colleagues have from, and in fact from NCSM also seen the science center. So we are keen to see the kind of presentation what you are going to show. So is it 20 minutes? Because if we continue that, we'll just try to squeeze some time with that and have some more time for discussion, because that becomes very interesting for all.
I can speak on this. Yeah. So, yeah, no, that's fine. It's a live demo also. So, yeah, good morning, good afternoon, sorry. Yeah, hi, everyone. So, I have a tendency to be a little controversial sometimes, so take whatever I say as you may. So, today, let me ask you this. So, suppose you are a company that sells diapers, right? Who's your target customer? You will sell it to babies? No, you sell it to the mothers, right? Naturally, the target customer is the mother. You have to sell it to the mothers, and even though the users and customers are babies. So today in the science centers, right, as we try to say, okay, we want youngsters to learn, students to learn and conceptualize and yada, yada, yada. What we end up doing is we are actually selling to what? The schools, the principals, and the parents, who actually, end of the day, get the students to the science center. They don't escape home and come, right? So in this process, my biggest worry is we end up turning science centers more into tourist hubs and innovation, tourist hubs and forced learning centers, rather than actually what they are. Science was never an answer. Learning is never an answer. What is it? It's a question. The only thing we have to do is not teach them. We have to make them want to question. That's what I personally believe. So, keeping that in mind, jumping in, I personally believe we are in the age of hyper-personalization, as Sir also brought up. What that means is not just content or this, everything, the experience. So, so this is a thing that even many people say. Nobody really cares about the technology we use. Yes, the curators do. The people behind the science center do. But the visitors only care about one thing, the experience. That's the only thing that matters. You can throw all the technology you wanted them. A simple example, I personally went and put on a VR headset on 1,500 people. Close to 400 of them were government school kids. To try different content, everything. Didn't matter. After the first time, it was a novelty. Oh, it's something new. I looked around. Beyond that, no matter what you show, they don't care. Most of them remove it in less than a minute. So, are we making the technology the thing, or the experience and the content the thing? That is the question we have to truly ask ourselves. Howard Gardner's model of multiple intelligences, each person learns in their own unique way, right? every single person. You have naturalistic learning, visual spatial learning, musical learning, kinesthetic, verbal. Each person learns in their own unique way. And do we want to truly become a place where concepts, words, everything go into one ear and out the other, right? So I personally believe that is not the way. And from my experience of asking kids, I see also that is not the way. So keeping this in mind, right? So I'm just throwing some context before we get in. I want to showcase some demos, okay? Just to get us all thinking. So we all know that with AI, text can be generated. Great. I hyper-personalized. I can talk to it. It'll create poems, text. It can even create entire galleries, which is actually really good. You can spend an hour. It is not that hard. You have to use the right tools. You can generate infographics, great. But you can also generate applications today. And I can just show you right now. So let's start very simple, real time in front of you. And I think we'll start. Let's try to build a science application. Very quickly, very nicely. Throw your thoughts. So I can start, or if anybody has an idea, I would like you guys to tell me, and within a minute, let us try to build a scientific application from scratch, right? Before I start, just to get your brains thinking, this is an application I built today morning. So I call it the periodic speller. Okay, it's nothing. I ask it a question. What does it do? Give me a yellow fruit. Let me put it in. And I click enter. So what it does is nothing much. It just spells, it answers whatever I ask for it in periodic elements. So I request one of you, ask me a question. So this took me 20 minutes to build. So just give me a question to test whether I'm actually lying. Anyone? Anyone? No, just feel free to shout it out. Fast train. No, is that a question? I don't know what it'll give. Okay. No, give me something a question. Prime Minister of India, huh? Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah. So this was just a simple application, right? Very simple, very hyper-personalized. So how do I build this? So that's why I'm asking you. Let's start live in front of you. Any ideas? We can build it out right now. I'm getting to why I'm doing this exercise. Okay, since nobody's giving me anything, let's start. How about a simple elastic? Yeah. We can do that, but quick application, that because we need data and all of that, I don't. Okay. You want simulation or a game or what? Okay, let's do a simulation. Simulation game of space-time curvature using different masses, right? Using bodies of different masses. See, I'm not saying it'll work. Let's try. So why am I showing you this? We're in the age of hyper-personalization. I don't have to create content in advance. I can create content on demand. So that is the point I'm trying to make. So yes, it's running. It's taking quite a few million tokens, so don't worry about it. So the thing is, today content is on demand. That means I can sit at home on my mobile phone. I can get whatever I want. I can create one whole VR world at my home. So why will I come all the way to a science center, right? So we could ask the same question. If I have a God idol at home, why will I come to a temple? People come for the experience. They come for the vibe. They come for the social thing, right? So just give me a, sorry. Yeah, it's just taking a little time, but yes. So yeah, the goal I'm trying to, okay, in the meanwhile, let us do another example. This might take me roughly. Yeah, it will happen. It's just taking half a minute. It's not, no, I'm saying I'll do another example meanwhile. So I'm pretty sure some of you already know this since we talked about VR. Let's generate a VR space. Quickly, give me something that you want to generate. Let's say Mars, Moon, surface. Okay, Moon surface. Moon surface with Earth in sky. moon surface with base. I'll say futuristic base. Let's see. Hope the previous thing is created. Add mass. Let me add the mass. I'm adding the mass. Okay. Can you see the application that's being created? So what I want to do is I can now improve on it. I've created a very quick application where I can add different masses real time, and I can immediately see how each one behaves with each other. The color is bad. Add a white background and put in a grid. A grid that shows curvature. Okay. So as that is happening, let's see what happened to our Mars moon base. So this is directly puttable on VR. See, it's not perfect, but it works. It's directly portable onto a VR. And the second is, the second I use a higher model, I can immediately get it. So again, accuracy, yes. For that, we have something called RAG. You can all feed in lifetime data, and you can get retrieval augmented generation, where you can actually get live real-time things. So you can immediately see how we can quickly generate real-time content. So let's see what happened to the bold.new. Yes. So here is your thing. Let me add up different masses. Okay. So yeah, see, it is not perfect yet, but yes, sorry. Each mass, so you get it. Iteratively, I can build the whole experience. It'll take me less than 20 minutes. I'm not lying. So, no, we do this simple challenge a day where we say every 1 hour we have to build an application, and we deploy it, and we directly put it to our visitors to see how it works. Right? So this is how we can quickly create applications. So I can just quickly show you one other quick one, just in case. Let's say elastic bouncing ball in a rotating hexagon. Elastic bouncing ball. So this one should be much quicker. So you get it. Real-time generation is now possible. Yeah, this is much simpler. I don't have to go into the physics engine of it. So, yes. Realistic Mars landscape. Let's go. Yes. So I got it. See? Bouncing ball inside a rotating hexagon. I can say add 1, make it 2 balls, and change coefficient of restitution maybe to half. I don't know. You can add. See, real-time things are possible, and this is something I'm doing with what? A simple browser-based. Imagine I have a high-powered server. I can do it in microseconds. So yeah, I think everybody gets the idea, right? So we can move on quickly. You can see, I can create things, applications, real-time, change it, physics engine, embed it, whatever I want. I can make things live. I can make things happen. So keeping all this in mind, even the 3D model, right? Today we say, okay, we want to make an FRP model. Not that hard. Okay. Oh, this is actually a nice example, which I was trying. You guys can see this. I think everybody has seen something like this, right? If you squint your eye, you will actually see a person. So these are simple things that I can do. It takes me 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And to build this app, 20 minutes, where I can take an image and I can convert into a real-time scenery, right? Or, so, let me show you this one, instant mesh, yes. So I can take a 2D image and I can convert into a 3D OBJ file, 1 minute. It takes any Midjourney, anything generates a 2D image very quickly, right? I can generate. Immediately it will generate multiple views of it, and I'll get a 3D object in less than a minute. So why am I giving all of this gyan which anybody can do, right? So yeah, this. Sorry, yeah. I just want to show you so to give the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, time up?
No, you have some time. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, automatically I can generate multiple views at the same time of the 3D object. I just created a orange elephant. I can create whatever I want, doesn't matter. And then I can generate the .obj, which I can directly slice, put in my 3D printer, send it to an FRP vendor. Within a week, I have everything that I need. And now I can build my entire worlds. And now I can say, oh, why do I have to manually do this? You don't really have to manually do this. Today you can build an entire army of AI agent bots, which do all the work for you. Today, as you said, we want to do testing whether something is factually correct. So this is a very nice tool that we use. So where you can build your own army of AI agents that do entire mind maps and search the internet. So one of the things, I want to get real-time science updates. Immediately pull 2 or 3 papers to verify these science updates. I'll ask the AI agent to do it. Every day it runs. So like this, we basically have 1 or 2, we actually are developing a few virtual teams in Param itself, where entire teams, no people. You just have AI agents working on the background for you. And that reduces cost, it reduces needing of things, and things happen dynamically. So this is a great website. You can create a dynamic agent live. You guys can go. It's an app. It just takes a little time to learn it. Here, elephant is done. Can you see? I have an entire 3D model. You're seeing I'm able to move it? I can download .obj file. Slice it into the 3D printer. I have it. Seconds. It took me a minute, right? Idea to execution, minutes. We are in that age right now, right? So why, okay, coming back to why I showed you all this. Now, you can integrate all this with agentic AI. Because lack of time, I'm not going into all of this. But yes, the power of AI is scary, but it is also useful. We're thinking, hey, it's going there. No, it's actually very linear. And we all know computer science, right? When you have ones and zeros, logic gates, what happens when you put them together? Calculators, put them together, more powerful computers. When you have the power of one mind and have computers, you can imagine how AI is going to scale massively, right? It's not jobs, think of the possibility, right? So why all of this? Coming to the core question. The power of choice and curation. We have so many OTTs, we have so many social media, we have so many food service happening. Why not give the power of curation choice? And that is exactly what I'm trying to say. Imagine creating galleries on demand. This is one of the prototypes we're trying. I would love to collaborate with anybody interested. I come in, I want to know about butterflies. I want to know about the science of cricket because I have an IPL match tonight. Or I want to know statistics. I come in, I want to put it, I have the whole gallery generated in less than a minute. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is completely possible today, and we have all the technology available, right? So my thing is, and we can go one step further. Today, anybody with today, first time in human history, a single person can create an entire science center. You don't really need a team. You can decentralize it also into the hands of the visitors. Get the community actually involved. Why are we the gatekeepers of science? Science is about thinking, it's about questioning, it's about failing, trying and failing again. Anybody can create a gallery. Anybody can go online, build your gallery, submit it, vote it. The largest, highest voted one is showcased in our gallery, real time, every 10 minutes. And you can do it. You go to spatial.io right now, you can build your virtual gallery in less than 10 minutes. 3D objects, everything. So that is how we have to do. It's not just content evolution, it's real-time, on-demand community engagement. As I said, what are temples if you have idols at home? Real-time community engagement. We should not become tourist hubs, we should become engagement and social hubs, right? So, keeping all this in mind, right? What my single point is this. Things will evolve, things will change, AI will come, yes. But the very foundation and the systematic thinking has to change is my constant thing. So don't believe me, you can come down to our, we have one mini center called Parsec Jayanagar. We opened last year. We're opening one in August 2025. And the main center will open next year, but we have an event on March 20th. You can come and see how we use all of this live. And open invitation, our office is in open space. So keeping this in mind, world is evolving, innovation is the only way. Science centers should become the cornerstones of innovation. When I say that, we should go modular, we should go open source, we should go community, and we should go hyper-personal. When I mean modular in every way. So our main center, we don't have a single solid wall. I'm telling you that. We made 2 lakh square feet of space without a single wall, by choice. Because galleries grow, galleries shrink. The second we make something, and people, when you fall in love with the person, they change over time, right? You don't fall in love with a picture of a person. Same thing for gallery, same thing for science. It's evolving dynamic. So modularity, open source. Today, half the tools I showed you, open source code is available. You can set it up in a matter of days. Can train a team very quickly in a matter of weeks, months. Costs are low. Go community. Let the community build for us. We have the biggest resource in the world, the people coming. And they will love to be part of what we are building. So, and going hyper-personal. So, this is in a quick nutshell. I just want to end with one thing. So I just want to end with one small story. So if you want to build the best car in the world, how would you do it? What's the best engine? You take a Rolls-Royce engine. Best chassis, Mercedes. Best fuselage, BMW. Best carburetor, Audi. I put it together. What will I get? I'll get the only car in the world that doesn't work. Right? So it is not about taking the best things and putting it together. That's what I'm saying. Experience matters more, not the best technologies or the best things. And I'm telling you today, youngsters, everybody care about experience. Nobody cares about the technology. And that is how I want to end. Thank you.
Three sentences.
Thank you.
Yeah. Three statement in your,
3.
yes.
So what is
Message, you want to see the message in your regional language, like mother language.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Please do not forget that.
Yeah, my mother language is Telugu. Okay. I don't know if anybody will understand.
See, why I have taken this topic? Because see, AI is having these limitations. If you convert any language, all the words you are not getting in what you want. Like, that is the limitation of AI. But still we are having that chance to fight with the AI.
So, ఈ ప్రపంచం మారుతా ఉంటుంది. మేము కూడా మారుతా ఉండాలి. లేకపోతే I don't know museum word in Telugu. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Okay, you tried. That's
So I'm
better.
saying మనుషుల్ని నమ్మండి అండ్ ఎవరి కోసం చేస్తున్నాం అది మర్చిపోకూడదు. సో వాట్ ఆల్ దిస్ ట్రాన్స్లేట్స్, ద వరల్డ్ ఇస్ చేంజింగ్, evolving. We should also evolve. Trust the people and don't forget who we are building it for. That is the thing.
Excellent.
Listen to them.
Excellent. Thank you. Sir, please.
excellent? I think that was wonderful presentation by Yanagati. I think he has given us next venue probably for the next Heads of Museum Conference, Param Science Center. Everybody agrees for that? Next year?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very interesting, and what he told about that decentralize the curation into the hands of visitors. Very interesting topic for all of us to think about that. We have our next speaker. We'll have some time for discussion when we talk about that. Mr. Umesh Kumar Rustagi, who is the director of Nehru Science Center, Mumbai, and his topic is communication and promotion through digital media. Is there? Through digital media, yeah. So with the over 1 billion, actually I just forgot to read the synopsis of presentation of Mr. Yanagati, but I think it will be shared with everybody. Mr. Umesh will be talking about digital media and how it is being done in science centers. At Nehru Science Center, he has explored digital media for communicating with audiences, visitors, especially the young budding scientists, and the efforts were quite successful and fruitful. We would like to hear from him. Mr. Umesh, yeah.
Good afternoon, all science communicators, content creators, and science lovers. My topic is communication and promotion through digital media. Without much ado, let's go. Just some refreshing. Digital media refers to the strategic use of online platforms, technology, tools to deliver messages, engage audience, build awareness, and promote products, sales, services, or ideas. Essentially, you can summarize by saying that it's about marketing and communication activities conducted entirely within digital space. Digital media basically encompasses a wide range of communication channels such as websites, social media platforms, emails, search engines, blogs, video contents, etc. These channels allow all of us to reach a large targeted audience directly, effectively, and interactively. Let us see why we can use it This is the current, you can say last year, I think in the early 2024. This is the state of digital in India, where you can see 1.12 billion cellular mobile phones, they were connected, they were active in India in the beginning of 24. We'll update this data also, just to build up. Then we have also 900 million internet users in India. That's the current data in the start of 2025. So you have mobile phones, you have internet users. We need something more also, and that's about social media users. This is some projection up to say 25 as well as 28. So we have right now maybe somewhere around 66%, 66% social media users. Let's move further. This is the comparison of top 10 countries in the world, where we can see that India stands second in the beginning of 2025, 900 million social media users. And it is projected in maybe year 2029, it will reach 1.3 million. It means we'll be on the top of the world. Most used social media platforms, here you can see the statistics, which shows that WhatsApp is on top, 83%. Others are Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, all the top 10 you can say we have collected here. 83% internet users, they access it, particularly the WhatsApp. And Facebook and these Instagram, they are with 71 and 86%. Social media user, just if you summarize, we can see here, India has over 900 million social media users as of 2025, nearly 62% of India population, they use social media. An average Indian spends about 2.5 hours daily on social media platforms. Around 68% of users in India, they are male, while 31% are female. That may be discussed later on why that number is less. At 83%, WhatsApp is, I already told you, nearly 99% of global social media users, they access social media apps on their smartphone. And YouTube, in India particularly, they have currently 476 million users, which makes it the top used. Another important thing is we talk about the current generation, because why we are going for this and why it is being used. Westford, they defined that's we call generations. Nowadays, the people who are born after 1901 up to the current, you can say, they have been classified in 6 major generations. They are, you could call generation gap, but this is computerized, you can say. Greatest generation, silent, baby boomers, generation X, millennials, and generation Z. The last 3 are much more interested because each generation, they have their own characteristics, how they use, how they respond. And all top brands or maybe market, e-commerce, what you call about, they keep studying on this, how people are behaving, what is the trend, what is viral, all those things. So, people who are born between 1901 to 1927, they are characterized by patriotism, strong teamwork, unwavering. We are not much interested in these, at particular this junction, particularly from this presentation point of view. Silent generation born between 1928 to 1945, because they have faced different situations, they have seen different culture, different impacts or different happenings all around. Baby boomers are those who are born between 1946 and 1964. They participate in some of the greatest social changes, and what they have decided, what they have given, what they have studied, they are still influencing the society. This is where we are more interested, because majority of us may be somewhere around, maybe some after that, Generation X, who are born between 1965 and 1980. They have grew up with emerging technologies. We have seen fax machine, which was replaced by email. We have seen heavy adding machines with calculators, handheld calculators rather. Computers becoming smaller, faster. We have smartphone, DVDs. They replace VHS cassettes. Mobile phones began to appear, and internet started to transform communication and information access. Then we go to millennials, which are generation Y also, sometimes they call, born between 1981 and 1996. They are particularly, they have seen, means always known, cable TV, laptops, video, the rapid advancement in real-time media and communication. They have shaped their expectation for immediate. That's very important word. Because they want everything quick, immediate. Those born on the edge of Gen X and millennials, they are sometimes referred to as X-Gennials or Generation Y. Generation Z is who are born between 1997 to 2012. And we are more interested in this is particularly, this generation is also called digital natives because they have grown up with the internet as fact of life and not knowing a world without email. Everything, we see a lot of ads also on social media or TVs or other programs. So it is a very, very inevitable tool, mobile phones and information access. They look for everything. Here is some data we have collected from some sources which says that some questions were asked with this generation, particularly Generation Y and Generation Z. And it's important to me to have mobile for internet access, and you'll find those answers. There are majority of them, they say yes, they need internet, they need 5G, they need the latest tools. They are more interested in exploring media. If they want to purchase something, if they want to book something, they have social reviews or means internet reviews. All those data you can see here. The second one, I always do online research before a major purchase. I purchase from various sellers on the same online market platform. I prefer express shipping. I'm excited about using augmented and virtual reality while shopping. I usually manage recurrent orders via mobile device. So this particular generation, other is online banking, buying products, searching for products. They always go online. So these particular two generations, they are very, very sensitive towards social media. So with these all platforms, market, users, how Science Center can utilize this digital media for communication and promoting. We at Nehru Science Center, particularly during Corona, we exploited this, we should say, extensively, and it was quite a successful experiment. It's an incredible opportunity to engage audience, promote educational content, create a global community of science enthusiasts. The key is to leverage the right strategy that highlight the institution's exhibits, programs, innovations, while fostering a deeper connection with our visitors. Key aspects of digital media communication and promotion are social media marketing, content marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization. I'm not going to details because all of us are familiar with this. Pay-per-click, monetization of your social media platforms, influencer marketing. Those people who are known, they can be asked for that. Mobile marketing, which we have been now using, particularly after lockdown. There are numerous benefits. So far as social media communication and promotion is concerned, you can have a wider reach, global audience, which we have seen in last, between March 20 onwards up to say February 22, we have done extensive programs where we have been, our programs were attended by international audience as well. Cost effective, lower cost, yes, that's true. Target marketing, wherever, whom you want to target according to the segments of visitors, according to segments of generation, you can say. Directly you can target them. Real-time interaction and engagement, it has been discussed by DG and CSM also. Social media, they are directly, whatever is happening, you can see, you can change your content, you can make something viral, you can follow the trends, all those things are available. Personalization is, with the data tracking and segmentation tools, digital media allows you to personalize your messages, offers, content, whether, for example, we used to do, whether it is for teachers, whether it is for general public, for families, directly for students, so all those. Measurable results, analytics, you can see every day, check what is happening, For example, when we used to go live on Facebook, immediately we could see how many people are there on that, how they are responding. We have the live feedback as well, and then responding to them. Increase brand awareness. Brand is basically whatever you want to, how you create your brand is for image means among the visitors, why people should come to you or why they should buy that. Improved customer trust and loyalty. Every time we go, they will ask questions, they will feel, like for example, now Planetary Parade is going on, so we are doing it repeatedly for almost 2 weeks now, regularly. Flexibility and adaptability, that digital marketing, particularly the strategy, they can be easily adjusted based on the performance feedback. If something isn't wrong, campaigns, they can be tweaked or retargeted in real time. Changes in consumer behaviors or market conditions, they can also be responded quickly, keeping the business agile. It's available 24/7 while moving also if you have time, though it may not be a preferred one, but if you have an urgency, if you want to do, you can do it online anytime. It is accessible, even to the visitors, even for content creators updating, access to diverse formats. Digital media, they offer like text, image, infographics, video, audio, interactive elements, which are particularly elements of multimedia. Video marketing, for example, particularly on Instagram, people see a lot of small videos, which we are still doing to create brand, you can say. Data-driven decisions. Since data is available, how it is faring, whether it is in your favor or it's going against, you can, accordingly, you can take a decision and change your strategies. Competitive advantage. Being active on digital platforms help business they stay competitive by allowing them to quickly adapt and trends according to the consumer needs. With the right digital promotion, even small business can compete with larger competitors on a more level playing. Then building community and advocacy. Digital media enables businesses to build a community around their brand.
Umesh,
we have created many channels.
Just wrap up in 2 minutes.
Okay, I can
because they have
come to the these benefits. I can conclude this by saying these benefits demonstrate why digital media communication promotion have become essential strategies for brands seeking to grow their presence, increase engagement, boost profitability in today's connected world. Here what we have done, quickly we can explore this. Content creation, we have done content, education content, we have done a lot of videos we created and we posted, we interacted with that. You can also share behind the scene, for example, gallery making, what you have gone through, those process, compelling stories along with that, social media engagements, platform specific, depending upon on which platform, like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, accordingly. Interactive post, as we have done the videos and posted on there, that you can do it and then they can share the feedback, live feedback, questions, hashtag trends, etc. We are doing that. Virtual tours also, online exhibitions which we have done, they are already existing. We have done during Corona, particularly virtual museum tours for visitors. Live streaming and webinars, that now it is part of a regular work, not even beyond Corona. Email marketing, we have collected more than 13,000 emails, newsletter. It goes directly to the audience where we are, because we are doing every 3 months one publication. This is website optimization, search engine optimization. You can even monetize. We have done that also. We tried, but I think there were some complicated issues, so we could not complete that. Here, basically, whatever see and these highlights transformation of science engagement, particularly at Nehru Science Center, we showcase strategies and impact. We discovered how leverage social media and innovative online programs with each diverse audience across India as well as globally. This is what we have organized to summarize a workshop for teachers, quiz, quest, all our live program. Initially, because we are basically in hands-on. So that was a challenge, we can do, but slowly we created the content which can be done hands-on while sitting at your platform or from your, so all these programs There's a long list of that. Mobile app making, game zones, we have created the most important and most favorable was sky observation, live sky observation from that. We have, from 31,000, we have reached to 53,000 once we started the online programs. On Instagram, from 96 to 4,000 plus. On YouTube, from 1023 to 3914. This is just to give a data that how it can be important and how it can play a big role in communicating and promoting your brand. Even on LinkedIn, this is, we organize 104 popular, science lectures, seminars with 1.5 million views. Demonstration, 86 live demonstration with more than 300,000. Sky observation with more than 600,000 views. And video series, 252 videos we posted with 352,000 views. Quiz, 161 quiz with 13,000 participants. They were there. Fancy dress competitions, painting contest, several our regular programs. So we built it. Students' data, we could get almost 13,000 plus students' email IDs. Now we are using them for sending our literature, our programs directly to them. Then teachers' data, more than 3,000 all over, particularly from Maharashtra as well as abroad, because this gives an opportunity to go beyond your boundaries or area of operations. And 15,000 plus contact numbers, which we have now a database. So here we can conclude by saying, summarizing that.
Three key takeaways.
That's what I'm
But
doing.
in Maharashtra, like
This
in
is
Marathi.
a summary of that.
Please.
Yeah. Create informative, entertaining, and interactive content that not only promotes exhibits but also nurtures and love for science. So it's a wonderful tool, wonderful opportunity. Audience is there, platform is there, tools are there. We just need to exploit this to reach out to our larger audience and build our brand. Thank you.
Sir, mother language, 3 sentences. Mother language, 3 sentences in mother language. You have to say in your mother language.
Three sentences in your mother language.
3 takeaways. What we will take away today? Yeah.
Okay, I will, once again I can repeat that. We have the audience out there.
Mother language.
Your mother tongue.
Mother tongue.
Haryanvi mein.
हाँ, yes.
I'm not able to.
Haryanvi.
Sir, mix चलेगा. It's fine. Mix चलेगा.
In
I'm having some problems, so I'm not able to get.
Okay, in your mother tongue.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Sorry.
3 sentences.
हरियाणवी में बोलना थोड़ा. You want in my native language?
3 takeaways आपके session का sir. Yeah.
Okay, just give me a second just to summarize that.
Till then, I give one task. Already, sir,
अगर-
we can implement this task जो sir ने भी बताया. We got a Facebook link in our delegate WhatsApp group. You can share it immediately because this is implication of the whole session. Facebook link है हमारे. This is online going on this session, so we can share from our Facebook.
सामान सारा है मार्कने. खाली थोड़ी सी आपने मेहनत करनी है, देखनी है आप अपने साइंस सेंटर में कितनी तक ले जा सको. That's what basically the Haryanvi language is.
Thank you.
I don't know how many of you will.
Thank you, sir. This
able
much
to
is enough.
understand.
Thank you, sir. Thank
the
you.
idea is same.
Thank you. Thank you, Mesh, for your presentation, and we saw a lot of insight into that. Since we are running short of time, so थोड़ा quick करेंगे. We have the next presenter, the third, Shri C.D. Mungia, who is the director cum member secretary from Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science Technology. His topic of presentation is Bridging the Gap, Scientific Organizations, Science Centers and Digital Era. This case study examines how scientific organizations, science centers, like the AP State Council for Science and Technology, are navigating the digital age. Digital platforms offer opportunities for increased accessibility, expanded reach, interactive experiences, personalized learning, collaborative research. The case study highlights initiatives like Vigyan Mahotsav, virtual classrooms, and hands-on workshop undertaken by AP Cost. Yeah, Dr. Mungia.
So the presentation will be done by Mr. Vivek Kumar, curator, on my behalf. So over to Vivek.
Okay, so give a big round of applause to Mr. Vivek.
Yeah.
Both of you can be there? Okay, so
Yeah,
you,
we can be there.
okay, yeah, Vivek, please come.
Good afternoon to all. Thank you, sir, giving me the opportunity. So actually, digital and technological and cultural impact on organization. Here I took some words from our International Science Council workshop. So they had, so with the world rapidly embracing digitalization, there is an urgent need for an inclusive, globally oriented membership organization to effectively navigate the digital transformation, reshaping our professional, recreational, and daily lives across diverse community worldwide. So to effectively address the critical existential threats facing humanity, scientific organization must be robust and agile. This ensures science remains strong and relevant. However, the very definition and function of these organizations are constantly evolving due to advancement in technology and shifts in social values, particularly within the context of the digital era. Through this workshop, they actually overcome with a definition for digital. So workshop in late 22, they explored the multifaceted nature of digital and two key perspectives emerged. So digital, so normally some of the views are there as online engagement. This view emphasizes online accessibility and tools for connection, communication, information sharing and collaboration. Whereas the second perspective was the digital as a way of life. The broader perspective sees digital as encompassing all aspects of 21st century life, including the connections between people and machines, and not solely limited to online presence. And this definition was favored by the International Science Council membership workshop. So this one is the evolution and trends in digital technologies. So we can see what is the 1890s to 1970s pre-digital technologies, the film, radio, televisions. Then 70 to 90s, the digital technologies, personal computers. Then 90s to 20s, connected digital technologies in teaching and learning facilitated by the internet. And 2020 onward, we see the Internet of Things, 3D printing, big data, analytics, artificial intelligence, augmented and AR, VR, and virtual conferencing. So Arunachal Pradesh State Council for Science and Technology was established in 1992 with prime objective of the science popularization activities in the state. And since its inception, it has been making significant contributions in vital areas such as water, education, information technology, energy, health, remote sensing, IPR, biotechnology, helping in natural resource management, infrastructure development, and for overall development of the state. So earlier the Department of IT, then remote sensing, all of these are under the council, and as the council grows, these departments become separated. But from that very time, what are the initiatives we can? So aim is to be as digital as possible. So since 2009, APST, one of the main objectives is integration of digital technology, and some of the steps. So introduction of the EduSat, Vigyan Prasar DST. So this one was the satellite actually initiated by or launched by DECU ISRO through Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle 3 on 20th September 2004. But actually the virtual classroom was launched in 2003 January 2006 with a very good hype that Guruji ab antariksh se padhayenge. And a very good tailor-made, highly diversified programs were there, which was from popular science lecture to hands-on activity, very good, covering all of the disaster management, health, weather, astronomy, capacity buildings, and science writings, including science writing, etc. And the two main things was there. One was the teaching end, the main studio at the Vigyan Prasar in Delhi, and where others are the SIT, Satellite Interactive Terminals, the classroom end. So initially it was very good when it was started with the 26 or 27 SITs. Later on the number increases and goes up to 100. And there was some video freezing. And the program was, the internet speed was little bit slow. So there was a malfunctioning with the heavy cloud and some other weather in poor weather conditions. So these are the challenges we got at that time. The limitation was so very good science communication, capacity building, distance training, access to expertise so that experience could be shared, countrywide database on science society, and challenges were poor network, inability to work in poor weather, power interruption, and another one was the software. When the number of SITs increases and it goes to 100, so there was a constant video freezing, and so they upgraded it to TrainNet. But that was not successful, and after that the satellite became defunct in approximately 2016. Another initiative was taken by our director when he was in Department of Information Technology. So when in council itself, he was looking after all of the information technology part, and at that time, inner line pass system, as I think most of the people are aware, that Arunachal Pradesh requires an inner line pass to take entry to the estate. So earlier it was complete in physical mode. Later on, our director's initiative was that it should be made online. And it was started in late 2019, and online ELP provision was started. But at that time, it took approximate 1 week time to get approval. Now, the latest, with the advancement of the technology by 17th November 2022, we are able to get inner line pass within 5 minutes, simply by uploading our Aadhaar card and the photograph. So the opportunity is very convenient, faster processing, accessibility, digital documentation is there, and payment flexibility. The challenges are internet dependency, technical issues, and not all of the peoples are digitally literate. And verification of the last one is the monetary one, the refund issues are there. So they are working upon it. Again, when we talk about the smart machines, connecting the internet with machines, so geothermal based heating and cooling system. This initiative was taken up by then Chief Secretary, Mr. Negi. So why not we use a geothermal based heating and cooling system? And in 2014, the India's first geothermal based heating and cooling system was set up at Arunachal Pradesh in association with the Energy Research Institute, Delhi. And this system was smart enough, but you can see. So normally, it uses the temperature difference. What happens after 8 feet, 7 to 8 feet, the earth temperature becomes constant, and they uses that very constant temperature for energy saving purpose. So these pipes linkages were laid down below 10 feet ground, and the surface area of the pipes has been increased by making a coil of this polystyrene pipes, and it is filled up with water, and that water circulates with this heating pump. And this heating pump has the beauty that it can be controlled remotely. Particularly, all of the data verification, what was the energy saving, was done through Terry from Delhi. And this has got a lot of the online facility, that whatever the error is there, that can be corrected remotely. And later on, this setup was replicated in 2020 at Community Health Center, Kimin. And it was integrated with solar power. The 10 kilowatt solar power was integrated, and it proved its efficacy during COVID period for preservation of the vaccines, COVID vaccines, and becomes highly effective and very popular. And what the original thing is that it has approximate 33% of power saving. So renewable energy resource, low emissions. The another good quality is that whatever the hot airs or hot water is coming out, that should be again recycled through the slinky. So there is no hot air discharge. This engine is a water cooled engine. And the hot water again goes backward to the under earth, where the heat disseminates out. And there is no water lost. The air quality is also very good. The challenges are that high initial cost. And we can't gather the whole data through years. That means only we can work upon it for 3 months, especially due to poor internet connectivity. And post-operative maintenance, the lack of skilled persons. Actually, the person who had installed earlier, the Samsung one, they had changed the company. And the system is very robust, but right now we had what is the problem we have, that due to mice, they cut the wire. And now we are facing difficult to upgrade it, maintain it due to the expert. So this is the one of the challenge. And Innovation Hub and Space Education Center, and established by National Council of Science Museum. And this center has boosted up our digital era activities. So,
We'll have to wrap up.
Yes.
Just quickly.
so through which the first activity we started, that was the Student Solar Ambassador Workshop. This one was in an association with IIT Bombay, right now Energy Swaraj Foundation, and this program was again in hybrid mode, online and offline. But the problem with online was that again the same, the poor internet, particularly for remote areas of the Arunachal Pradesh. So we have to go in hybrid mode, and we go through hands-on learning. So total approximate 5,000 students are being trained, and especially the environmental awareness. That one was one of the main motto behind organizing this program. Then awareness program on robotics at a school level at the first aspirational district of the Arunachal Pradesh. And here we covered almost 100 government schools. But the main challenge was the continuity of the program. So we trained the teachers, we distributed the kit, but the continuity, that once the teacher has been trained, again they were transferred to other schools, other district. That is the one of the hurdle, and we couldn't get the proper result, the fruit of this training program. So skill development, innovation, creativity, educational enhancement. But one success from this approximate 3-month program, we found 3 girls as students from Namsai. And they participated in regional level, robotic level competition, and they secured within a 3-month time, that means they secured 3rd rank at the regional level robotics. So that one was one of the good fruit of this program. So again, the resource constraints, teachers training, sustainability, infrastructure, culture. During COVID period, we also tried to go through a online one. But again, there was a...
You have to just wrap up because...
yes, sir. So 3D printing and designing, again we provide training upon this, and our success story is there, the 2 success stories, Mr. Hathade, I think, and the second one, Nabam Bapu. With the help of 3D printing, right now both of them are selected in Arunachal Pradesh Innovation Investment Park, and he is doing a business of the ornamental part of the carcass of the local bodies, just like the hornbill and other parts, mouth parts, the claws and other things. COVID-19 and post-COVID, we go through lot of competition we organized. One of the competition was the biological diversity, and here we received a lot of entries. But the problem was that in judgment, how we can authenticate that these paintings are true, these photographs are real, and so those are the constants. Vigyan Utsav again, 1 year-long program was there, launched by DST, and with every month have different themes. So the human resource development, R&D infrastructures, indigenous technologies, innovation startups. We received a very diverse speakers, but one of the major challenge was the speaker having any control over his audience. That one was the one of the, so these 2 programs again, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujate, the same thing. So that one is the one of the main challenge for online programs. So program on robotics and artificial intelligence, the same thing, 3 days robotics. exhibit development again, the members of the innovation hubs, they come up with some of the innovation, they develop some games, the laser image, the Dawn Touch, month-long industrial training program.
So just wrap up.
Yeah.
Now just give 3 takeaways. What we will like opportunity or challenge.
And our new initiative is the setting up of a virtual classroom, some of the glimpse, and one of the Center of Excellence for Science, Technology, Innovation and Research, where we are incorporating 3D printing, 3D scanning, so just like that. And the challenges are mainly, so lastly we can see that the digital age offers organizations the potential to revolutionize connections with various stakeholders. Unlike the physical world where reach and richness are inversely related, the digital realms allows for expanding reach without compromising content quality or experience.
So please tell this in your regional language, mother language.
I don't know regional
Please.
language actually.
Mr. Mungyak, I think you can do in your...
Yes, please. Because why we want this,
Yeah.
we need to touch, because see, students को regional language में अभी हम engage करेंगे तो ही ज़्यादा कर पाएंगे. क्योंकि अभी जो villages में हम नहीं पहुंच पाए उसका एक reason यही है, we couldn't connect with them with the regional language.
The slide, last. Last.
Yeah.
Or whatever he has said, you can in your native language.
Native. So you can say from your heart, no issue. You can say from your heart. Don't
Don't go through that. Don't translate.
We want your words in your native language.
There is no word for the digital or the science in our...
So वो चलेगा. That is to speak in English.
So I will use the digital word in English only.
Yes.
Chu hậu nè, digital, I think digital my level how digital adoption và hết hợp bộ tăng mương cang tăng mương open. So what did I say is we are living in the time of digital age, so we need to adopt to live along with the world in the 21st century with digital.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mungyak. This was from Northeast, the remotest in the state in that. And they are having now 2 new science centers are coming up, Namsai and Dirang, and 2 digital planetariums also. And Mr. Mungyak was very instrumental in bringing those 2 science centers there. We have the next speaker. Again, we come to the north from Kapurthala, Punjab. We have Dr. Rajesh Grover. He is from immersive, topic is immersive, exhibits to immersive experiences. Digital initiatives at PGSC. He will tell about what are the things being done there.
So I think sir is showing the journey.
Yes.
As he mentioned.
Rajesh Grover. Yeah.
Esteemed DG, Shri Adi Chaudhary, Shri Samrendra Kumar, Shri Parekh, co-chairs, delegates, a very good afternoon to all of you. In fact, science museums, as you know, they are evolving and they are shifting from the conventional exhibits to the digital experiences, digital technologies. So this is our campus. So this is the aerial view. We are in 72 acres. No, it's not working here. So as I told that the science center, science museum, they are shifting from the traditional exhibits, especially the physical displays, to the interactive screens, digital experiences, digital displays in the form of AR, VR and projection mapping because of their high interactivity and the advantage of customizing their content. And With the projection mapping, we are also able to focus on the immersive storytelling, and the content can also be updated as per the requirement. We can customize it, and that leads to a kind of captivating and long-lasting impression, and that's why that makes the visitor experience more enjoyable, memorable, and science education a more of a fun. So what I would be focusing on the whatsoever the digital initiatives we have taken at Science City. We have set up a climate change theater. This theater was basically set up, this is an object theater, set up with the objective that the visitors who are coming to us, they should, as an individual, they should know what is climate change and how it is happening and what they, as an individual, they can contribute to the to prevent this climate change. So this theater, this overlays the digital content onto the real life environment, and the objects, they get illuminated and synchronized with the digital content, and this provides a deeper insight into the global warming issues, and through a storytelling utilizing the multi-screen projection system. Then we have also set up a panorama on the life through the ages. Basically, this provides an insight into how the life has evolved from Big Bang to the modern life, and through the 2D and 3D models. This basically use the light and sound effects as well as the big screens and big paintings and the 2D and 3D objects. And this is equipped with the kind of sensors which provide immersive experience to the visitors. And then this is the latest addition to our Science City. This is basically a 360-degree projection mapping which takes you to on the virtual expedition to the different ecosystems. And it's basically uses the projection system which is in the form of laser. There are 15 projectors and media server, and this gives again an immersive experience to the visitors, and through different sensors which takes you to a kind of a storytelling kind of experience. Then I will play the video if the time permits. That's why I'm skipping it. Okay. So we have also set up a virtual reality gallery. In fact, it has been observed that the science, the science quiz, or if you want to make it a fun, when you play it through different interactions of the virtual reality tools. And in this kind of gamification, you can see that we have set up virtual game stations wherein high-end camera captures the image of the player and superimposes the player's image into the virtual scene, and this engages the visitors to a virtual reality experience. This becomes and quite interactive, wherein the physical, the features in the form of gestures, they are being used to collect the balls and separate the balls, and then collection of the sand, and visitors there with their hand gestures, they are trying to play the games. So this again gives a kind of immersive experience, and it was observed that at our Science City, when the visitors are coming, we had deputed the science guides. So what we experienced, that being the monotonous kind of job, they were just hiding themselves. They were not into the kind of guiding to the visitors. So what we did, we recorded each and every exhibit in the form of a demonstration and providing audio and visual, and put it in the form of QR codes. And whosoever, everybody is having their camera, scanners on their mobile phones, and they can scan it and get to know about each and every exhibit even while they are at their home. And this is again allows the visitors at the same time to move in the galleries at their own pace without the help of the, so this is a kind of shifting from guided tours to the personalized tours. Then we have put, in every gallery we have put up kind of digital feedback system so that we can get to know that what are the, so that we can get to know the real-time reports. At the same time, we can also get the suggestions of the, and the preferences of the visitors. And this is basically, idea was to improve the service offerings based on these insights. So, we have, everybody rather has seen the COVID times, we have seen the challenges, but there is blessings in the disguise that led to the kind of the various meetings we held, and even today we are into the kind of the whatsoever the galleries we have developed, and Mr. Anurag Kumar is here, who was in the expert committee, Mrs. Sarma, he was also in the expert committee. We had lot of virtual meetings and we developed the galleries on electricity gallery, mathematics gallery, and many other, the virtual kind of experience we have developed recently. That was all the meetings, you know, these were held in virtual mode only, and till today we are continuing with those kind of processes. So that has made the process very cost effective, as well as the remove the physical distance barriers. And this has resulted in, and we had been organizing various webinars, and which has allows the greater participation and engagement of the from diverse audience. So this is the social media. We are using social media as an effective tool to not only to connect with the people, but also with the in the digital marketing. As on date, we are live streaming our various programs through YouTube and Facebook, like the one which I was looking at today. Also, the program is live on this. This was live streamed on the Facebook. So digital marketing, the visitors are coming, they are sharing their experience. We are also sharing our videos and photographs of the events, various, so that they remain connected and we remain relevant to the masses. And this is a powerful tool in the sense that visitors are also coming to Science City. They are sharing their photographs, and we are using the hashtag campaigns. So this is an effective tool for digital marketing, which can be used, and various, whether it's a Facebook or LinkedIn or the kind of the YouTube channels, these all can be effectively used by, and we are using it, and we have been able to extend our outreach to the people, and they remain connected and relevant to us. So I will be talking of the future. So now we are planning, and we intend to do at our Science City now. Now with the advent of the open softwares, these open source softwares, we are able to, we can do away with the need of having the guides to answer the questions of those visitors in the form of whatsoever about the exhibits or the kind of system. You just put a question to the software in audio or in the written form, you can get to know the answer of that question. So that is again to reach to the diverse audience. Again, we want to have the multilingual interface, so that whatsoever the visitors, they are coming from different states, they also have so far we have the videos which are recorded in the Punjabi language, but what we want that the visitor coming from different states, they can also have a kind of multilingual interface, so that they can have their exhibits demonstration in their own language. And then we also intend to use the heat maps, so that we can know the visitors how Internet of Things through various tools, that how the visitors respond, and where he gets themselves to engaged in particular exhibit, and even the souvenir shop, where he or she, whosoever the visitor is coming, where he wants to spend more of time. And these kind of tools can be very effective in deciding the visitor flow, as well as the placement of the exhibits. You can utilize the underutilized spaces, so that the sensors and the softwares, they can be utilized to see that how the visitor's movement is taking place, where he or she wants to spend more of time, how it is getting more engaging. And So we want to deploy these smart sensors for the waste management also and street lighting also. So all these kind of tools, this is in our pipeline, which the projects which we want to take up in times to come. So I won't go into the benefits of digital initiatives, challenges. Thank you very much. And if I have time, I can play that video also.
So first give the Punjabi, like 3 key takeaway, then we will see the video.
Okay. So मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਡਿਜੀਟਲ ਟੂਲਸ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਰੇਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਜੀਟਲ ਟੂਲਸ ਹੀ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਬਿਟਵੀਨ ਦਾ ਡਿਜੀਟਲ ਟੂਲਸ ਐਂਡ ਹੈਂਡ ਔਨ ਟੂਲਸ ਹੈਂਡ ਔਨ ਐਗਜ਼ਿਬਿਟਸ ਸੋ ਦੈਟ ਹਰ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲੇਗੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਡਿਜੀਟਲ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਪਲੈਕਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿਸਟਮਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਇੰਟੀਫਿਕ ਕਨਸੈਪਟਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੈਮੋਸਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ
Thank you. So video कितने मिनट का आपका? We can see later on, I think, है ना?
We can see later on during lunch time. We'll just see.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gover. We learned a lot of things from various science centers what they are doing, and it's a good experience for all of us. That's why we share our experiences through these presentations. Our next speaker is Mr. Vijay Shankar Sharma, who is the director of National Science Center Guwahati. In the Northeast zone, we have a headquarters, so he is there. His presentation will explore various verticals within Indian Science Center where digital technology can be effectively utilized, particularly in the light of specific challenges faced in the country. So we will discuss about key issues such as budget constraints, shortage of skilled manpower, and ongoing maintenance challenges which needs to be addressed to fully leverage digital advancements. Topic is the deep dive for deep learning.
This is a presentation. Yeah, good afternoon everyone. Mine is a last presentation before the lunch, and the good news is not the first after the lunch. So I'll be talking of artificial intelligence, deep dive into the deep learning, and opportunity knocking for science center and museums. Now, before going into this particular topic, I want to create a perspective before my audience. The perspective, it was initiated during the plenary session by Shri A.D. Chaudhary also. BITM is our, as far as the NCSM is concerned, BITM Birla Industrial and Technological Museum is a mother museum to all of us. The earlier generation, the generation which Shri Chaudhary talked of, they've already retired, or in 1 or 2 years they'll be retiring. They all joined BITM in the mother museum, and BITM has got flavor of all. Its exhibitions are diorama based, interactive models. Some of the exhibitions are artifact rich. So that generation has already delved into that kind of training whereby a balance was kept, a balance was made while designing any exhibition. Now, some of the speakers have also delved into the thought process that nowadays the digital world has come, and it's quite likely if you don't use it smartly, don't use it in a balanced way, there might be fatigue as far as the digital technology is concerned. So now the generation which was trained into designing the legacy exhibitions, which were very well accepted also throughout the world, and presently also is being accepted very well, is going. And now the new generation is coming, and as far as the new generation is concerned, the preference is always to use the
digital technology. So where is the scope for AI? Is there any platform? Is there any system that we can build which can really save the legacy exhibition, the style of legacy exhibitions, and at the same time merge the digital part of it? So that's where exactly the deep learning comes into the picture. And we have got so many things to learn from. As far as the Science Center's museum operation is concerned, mainly you can divide the operation into three main parts. Back office operation, definitely the back office is always required. I'll not be interested in that. You can always use AI tools are available. Another is visitor-centric. Mr. Umesh has already delved into it, how to disseminate information, your education programs and other things. And the third and the core thing is curatorial work, which is very, very important as far as the curator is concerned. We are all, I hope, dealing into the, my audience is basically curators in nature. So I'll be addressing this issue to the curatorial part of the exhibition. There are various dimensions, as I've already discussed with you. If you curate any exhibition, the more the dimension, the rich will be the exhibition outcome. Dimension, as I've already told you, it can be rich in diorama, it can be rich in digital content, it can be rich in experiential experiences. It can have a period setting. So many things are there. So these are the various dimensions we have to take care of. And we should, being a curator, try to incorporate all the dimensions into design of the exhibitions. That's why my, this is the background of my talk. So keeping a balance, understanding the legacy that we are losing slowly. Why we are losing? Because there were some old exhibition when I was working in Delhi. For example, Emerging Technology Gallery was there, then Digital Adventure Gallery was there. So because of the age and because of the pressure from the audience or the visitor, we had to write them off. Write them off means simply a routine back office procedure that exhibits are worn out. Write them off, what is the depreciated value, put it in the, to competent authority, it will be thrown away to the kabadi wala. So the legacy is lost there. So we have come up with a new exhibition which are rich in definitely the digital content, experiential. No doubt about it, it's good, but at the same time, you know, because the time requirement in creating diorama, time requirement for collection of artifact, rich artifacts, and similar legacy techniques is really very high. And that's where, you know, because the time is short and our NCSM's requirement as far as the spoke scheme and other upgradation of the exhibition is concerned, the requirement is huge, and we have not been able to give justice, give due justice to the exhibition, curation as the profession as it is. So there lies my basis of the talk, and where I can use the AI tool for helping me in designing some good balanced exhibitions. So don't get overwhelmed with it, but this is just a message that we should use AI as a tool and we should upskill ourselves. Sometimes, you know, it happens that some funding comes and we tend to rope in some outside professional for creating some artificial intelligence or some digital deep learning based platform for us. Take it for granted, this is not going to help you. You being curator, most of my colleagues, mostly my audience, they might have worked more than decade, maybe 2 decades, more than 2 decades, or some more than 3 decades. So this curation doesn't come overnight. And don't expect some outside agency to give you the solution for curation and exhibition design by also outsourcing these. So the only solution is you have to upskill yourself. You have to be ready to use the digital technology. You have to upskill yourself. You have to deep dive into the world of deep learning. Deep learning means artificial intelligence. Only then, something tangible and good, which is really good for India as a country, can come. Otherwise, we'll be enriching the artificial intelligence platform for the companies who are sitting outside India. So this is something we have to venture into. We have to create our own deep learning platform. And we have got past experience. We have got NCSM. I am very lucky in working in NCSM that we have got past experience for building more than 100 centers. I've got NCSM as a whole, because when I talk of this, I'll talk of experience gained by the NCSM. They have built hundreds and thousands of thematic galleries, hundreds and thousands of interfaces. And this rich data is something which is not available to anybody else in anywhere in India, world, throughout the world, I can challenge. So this is the rich data which is available with NCSM, which is available with us. This has to be utilized not for the benefit of the others, but for the benefit of ours as a some curation expert system development, so that this can be trained. If the time permit, if the chairman permits, I can deal into the detail of it. I have prepared slide, but I don't know up to what extent I'll be able to do the justice of this topic, because this topic is really very broad and not. I mean, in such a short time, it's not possible to deal into all the aspects. It's not possible to touch all the aspect of this particular topic. Let me try. So briefly, my presentation will be divided into 4. Brief introduction to artificial intelligence, because I told you we have to upskill as per the input received from the profile of the audiences. Not many are there who are exposed to this particular field. That's why I wanted to give a brief introduction to artificial intelligence as a whole. Then what is the world scenario, and what advantage NCSM has. I have already talked of all the units that are associated with NCSM. For example, all other states for whom we have developed exhibition and handed over to them. So they are also the extended family of NCSM. And then the roadmap I'll be discussing upon. These are some witty. Now, this artificial thing for last 3-4 years is creating too much of hype. Is it justified? Because for last 50 years, actual progress in artificial intelligence started happening. So do we have to really worry about it? The quote that I showed, that if you don't use artificial intelligence, you lose job. So that kind of radical statement has to be really honored or really to be believed. The answer is yes. Because I tell you one reason, because there are certain thought processes which are very ahead of their time. I give you one example. For example, Charles Babbage, way back in 18th century, early 18th century I'm talking of, some 250 years back, more than 250 years back, he gave an idea of analytical engine, that is a mechanical, zero-level computer. But at that time, his idea was really remarkable, ahead of time. And because of the want of technology, the computer couldn't come. It had to wait till 1950s to see the first vacuum-based computer. Similarly, for want of processing power, for want of computing power, for want of suitable algorithms, which are used in artificial intelligence. The early 1950 ideation was really ahead of its time. Now, the computers are becoming very powerful. The algorithms are available. All tools which are required for artificial intelligence, now the stage is all set for artificial to be launched. So that's why I'm serious about this particular statement, that if we don't take artificial intelligence seriously in our profession as a curator, then somebody else will use our own data and they'll be ruling the market, because this nowadays many private players have come up. They are delving into the exhibition business. It's good. If the competition is open, we tend to perform better. It's good, but at the same time, we should care about our own data. So, having said that, these are some. Don't get overwhelmed with it. I just want to say that the artificial intelligence basically, as a normal human being, we use our neural network, we use neurons for taking decisions. That's all this. For example, these functions are readily available, and these functions can be used. I'll be dealing with these kinds of functions, whereby
you'll have to expedite.
I was worried about that because
Sir, I think, sir, I think we discussed roadmap ahead now. That is better, I think, because we are running very short of time.
Okay, okay. So, just let me convey my point. There are certain important parameters when you train your system, when you train your artificial, because in normal human behavior, you need to take decisions. So decisions are based upon in simple artificial intelligence parlance. You have weightage, you have bias, and then you have got activation. So depending upon the input that you provide to your system, you provide weight, you provide biases, and then it decides whether the function needs to be activated or not. This is a simple example I'm telling you, because the mathematics becomes really boring. That's why I wanted you to be told about a simple enough. For example, you tend to take decisions whether to use a car or a bike if you want to commute to your office, or a train. So depending upon the climatic conditions, if the climate is bad, it's raining, you definitely would like to take car. You give certain weightage to it. Then, if the traffic is really alarming, you tend to take train. Train is the short source, metro or and then, there is another option. If you running late, then what's the way out? You still want the speed up your journey by using bike. So you give weightage to these conditions, and depending upon the weightage and activation and the function which you tend to choose, these functions I will be telling you, these functions are readily available in open library. There are so many open libraries are available. You decide your weightage, train your engine, and then decide. So one interesting example I would like to give you. For example, you come up to a particular level. Then, above that level, you use car. Below that level, you use bike. Otherwise, you train. Then, what's the use of the biases? Biases, given the situation, how you tend to take a different decision. Interesting example I would tell you is from the younger generation. For example, you are interested in taking bike. So you give higher weightage to the bike. But the algorithm remains same. But if whenever you take bike, if your girlfriend goes with you, you tend to bias toward bike. So you tend to use more of bike than the car or the train. So these are the certain biases which can be interestingly explained in these kind of engines. So my full contention is that this artificial intelligence or the neural network, these are not very difficult. Just we have to be brushed up regarding the use of these, and accordingly you have to use your data. For example, you need to train image identification. For example, the some animal, for example, a cat is there which needs to be identified. So there is a this neural CNN is the convolutional neural network is the function which is available in the library. You can use that and give preferences, give weightage, give biases. So depending upon your weightage, you train your engine. For example, you show the particular engine some 100 images and then try to see if your results are above 50%. If your engine says this is cat up to the extent of 60% or 70%, then your engine is trained. So this is a normal kind of training which is required, similar
So
to
Vijay,
others.
you'll have to,
And
because,
then this advantage, I have already dealt in the advantage part of it. We have built more than 100 science centers for us and handed over to others. More than thousands of thematic exhibition and exhibit interfaces have already been made. The data is there. We need to use this data to create your own engine, train that engine so that he'll be able to generate an exhibition for you depending upon various parameters. The parameters could be what is the cost of it. For example, the one dimensions I was talking of, the budget is in constant. So how you can reduce your cost? In maybe tomorrow will be one of my colleagues, I think Manesh would be talking of creation of a exhibition on a packing material. So that reduces the cost. So these are the various dimensions you can incorporate in your expert engine. You can create your expert engine. And space movement, for example, if you find your exhibition is, your center particularly, the footfall will be high. Definitely you'll give more space for the visitor flow. All those aspects, it will be intelligently incorporated. Due weightage has to be given to your engine I have already introduced to you. And then, ultimately the final result would come to you, which can give you the manipulation handling as far as the illumination is concerned, color scheme is concerned, the percentage of interactive exhibits are concerned, percentage of diorama to be incorporated in the exhibitions are concerned. Those are the things of different dimensions which need to be added. The essence of the story is you have to really deep dive. You have to go deep into the depth to understand, to use this artificial intelligence-based curation platform. It's cannot be done through superficial efforts. You have to spend some time, and I think if we start today and provide enough funding and enough of the team component into this particular venture, minimum expected result you can have in 2 years. Minimum 2 years time is required. It's not that within 50 minutes you'll get result and start curation.
Sir,
so
three key main points.
Yes, yes, two. मैं हिंदी स्पीकिंग हूँ तो हिंदी में बात कर लूँगा.
चलेगा सर.
तो मेरा एक ही मानना है कि AI को एज ए टूल आप यूज कीजिए, आपको AI यूज ना करे ये इंश्योर कीजिए. Thank you very much.
Great, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay. So we are closing now. We have completed. Now we ask all the speakers to come here, all 5 speakers, and I'll give just 10 minutes because we have some time. Because we are going to Science Center. We are going to Science Center, no? Okay, so after lunch we are going to Science Center. So any discussion, because I think we have covered from AI to its use and also some experiences from, So I request all the 5 speakers to come here and then open the forum for maybe 1 or 2 questions. Some questions we have also in our mind. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is the format. So you can keep the later on chairs. So whenever the sessions are there. Yeah. Okay.
So please.
All five. Yeah, Vijay and Nagati is here. Yes, right from the Param Science Center to Yes, please. Come. Yes. Okay, few questions from your side, and then at the end we'll close that. So we had from AI how we can use it. Very practical example we got hit here, and then we have some actually real experiences in the science centers from the Northeast, because we know that there are a lot of challenges in the science center itself, because some science centers are totally different, and if you go to Northeast, there are totally different challenges are there in terms of the manpower, in terms of resources, in terms of various other things. And they really depend on other science centers for that kind of setup. But still, the Council of Science and Technology, they are doing a lot of great things. Actually working with the stakeholders, because actually the science center is a part of the Council of Science and Technology. They are working with the stakeholders. That is more important, that the stakeholders are benefited from that. So first of all, I think we start with the question from, one or two questions from the audience if they want to know. Yes. Yeah, Mike, if you can pass it on mic.
Today we are talking about research and innovation. My curiosity to know from your side, and also Director General Sir has told to need the modernization of the science center. Sir, is it possible to modernize the science center as a sophisticated central instrumental center where our researcher of the state will visit or analyze or characterize the samples there? Is it possible, sir?
From the speakers, if they would like to.
Sir, if you talk of science center, the target audience is already clear. Target audience is basically the mandate or the requirement of science center is to inculcate scientific and technological temperament among people. The correct age is the schooling age, maybe the early age. So for science center, I will not prescribe for adding research into that as well, because for that research labs are there, which are doing their own work.
There are so many states are suffering from that, sir, I think. Being a professor of chemistry at a very reputed institution of this state, and presently I am working as a joint director of science and technology. We need to establish a sophisticated instrumentation center for the research scholar, because we are talking about the scientific organizations connect with the science center like that. So,
sir, I think we can do that by collaborating with the universities.
Yes.
Because the universities are having the instruments.
Yes.
Science center can be the medium. Like students can come to Science City and they can ask for the requirements, like what they want to analyze, or for physics, chemistry, anything. And then university is having the instruments. So I think that synergy can be created. But directly science center cannot do, because our main motto is to popularize the science for the common people.
but I request to the
Sure, we'll discuss on that. Yeah.
So at least one center should be established in that forms. Thank you, sir.
In fact, adding to this, NCSM is in collaboration with the CSIR labs also. We are doing many science center on behalf of CSIR labs. So basic purpose is whatever research work they are doing, they should showcase it in such centers. So as far as the showcasing of the research is concerned, definitely your idea is already being implemented. But doing research is a
But
really
sir,
concept.
in CSIR centers, is it not possible for the student from the university of such type of a state to visit there? That is so costly, I know as well. CDRI Lucknow is situated at CSIR labs. And also instrumentation center established at BIT Meshra. So for the sampling of one analysis of one sample, there will be a huge amount should be paid from. That is not possible for a student.
I'd like to just compliment what Director National Science Center Guwahati said, and partially answering this question. Probably fundamental research is out of bounds for the science centers, but application research is. And particularly one field that we are working from the National Council of Science Museums is collaborating with various research units. We have already done that in National Institute of Biomedical Genomics, and one we are currently working on the Maharashtra University of Health Science, where the research that are going on there, that is not only being presented, but also some working scope is created where people can come and test. And moreover, we are stressing on one point, probably research is not only actually doing it, but it is also communicating the research. It is also talking about the research and making people understand that it is important. So in NIBMG particularly, when we worked for that project, the director NIBMG gave us a very clear indication that I want all my research fellows to come to this center and practice their current work and current skills in such a way that that can be communicated to my future researchers. I think this way the Science Center can help in a big way. Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Any question? Yes.
Yeah, anybody would like to answer? I think right now what we are doing, there is, it's not connected through that kind of digital era. I mean, there is no website, but I think most of the innovation hubs are connected, because I think if you are saying that all 47 hubs are connected through a website which are there, but definitely it's a good idea that if we can make one website where everybody can be connected. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I think, sir, what we can do is a common platform we can create. So as you mentioned, replica cannot be there. So whatever exhibits we are having, we can create their VR library something. And maybe some charges, as you mentioned perfectly. Okay, we can make some charges on that, and maybe whole public can be seeing and in different languages also. Yeah.
No, for this, we can connect every science center. They have some excellent creators, you can say, content. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have some beautiful, say, wonderful resources in certain subjects, maybe physics, maybe chemistry, maybe, and somebody else may, because we have some limited staff. Everybody may not, now topics are diverse. So all those, I think, we can connect through online platforms, and they, those resources can be utilized by others, because now we have tested this experiment through online platforms, and we can do it for anybody. So that will be a wonderful tool where we can share the resources and remain connected with that.
Yeah, so there is one company in the US, it's like the OLX of science centers across the world also, which not only shares designs, products, schematics, everything is open. And to answer why specifically a small group has to create a platform, if every single group of friends said we'll create our own social media network, no, it already exists. There are so many channels, so many networks in open source already existing. Join the community. As you said, AI Hugging Face is one of the biggest things. Join it. Why only limit it to science center interaction? I'm saying open the ecosystem to everybody. So we already have, whether social media, online platforms, open source ecosystems, everything exists. We have to just start thinking open source. Immediately, it's not just science centers. Science, we're opening to the world of science. That is how we have to start thinking. So Hugging Face is a great thing. Any open processing is a great thing for any applications. You can go and download like 1 million applications today. So research already is open source. You have archive and everything, right? So my simple thing is schematics, traditional practices, SOPs, operation procedures, ticketing, infrastructure, everything. There is a lot of open source things available. We just have to be part of it. Developing our own thing will again, whoever is part of that network will be separated from the rest of the world is my So that is where we have so many other ways. So open source, I'm saying the model and the infrastructure is open source. The data need not be open source. I would honestly suggest even data can be, metadata should be open source to a certain extent. And you can anonymize data today. There are so many ways. Data leakage is not really a problem today because I'm telling you, all the big players have more than enough data of us. Our minute data is nobody is going to worry about it. I'll be honest.
Any more question? I have last one question.
May I add one
yes.
thing?
Yeah, please.
I'd just like to add to his question. He was talking of in fact, the mandate of the universities and mandate of the science center is quite different, but they can definitely collaborate. Collaborate in the sense whatsoever the research is going on in the universities, that has to go to the masses in their own language. And therein the science centers can come into picture, or they can play their role, that they can just sit with the scientists that how that information, that could be the research area, means how that information whatsoever is coming from the laboratories that can go to the masses, and how that the ways that can be developed by the science centers, that how the things should be communicated in a way that they are easily understandable by the masses. So that is the area I think where the collaboration is required. Yeah, thank you.
My one question to Param, yeah. So the point is that if you want to use all this, but as sir mentioned in that this one, like if internet is not there, then we have to identify that things also, because without full-fledged internet, we cannot approach to the public. Yeah, so I think we need to identify the places where full-fledged internet should be there first, then we can utilize this, because with VR and AR all without internet cannot be utilized. Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, internet is required to get access to the model.
Yeah.
But today, now, what is the great thing about DeepSeek? They reduce the compute power required by to 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, even though it is a drip-down model, doesn't matter. I'm saying today we can run most of our Hugging Face, one of the things is running things on your phone, ability to run it on your phone. So internet, yes, you need basic, like how you need roads to get food,
exactly.
You need internet to get it first. But once you get the seeds, you can grow your own things. So what I honestly think is, live internet connectivity with 5G, at least 90% of
But in some states, I think there are maybe...
Yes,
yeah.
for that we can just develop rundown models where we can run it locally on the mobile phone. So that is not really a challenge today.
Correct. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think a lot of discussions can happen within 2 days. I think we are discussing all these digital technologies and challenges. So thank you all the speakers of this session, my co-chair, Dr. Parekh, and all the audience, beautiful audience. A big round of applause for everybody. Let's come on the stage and have a picture. You can take a group photograph here. Every session we will have this photograph session. Thank you all of you. I think now it's time for the lunch break, most probably. The organizers, Rajiv Nath. Program sheet, okay. This is already there in the program sheet, so let us proceed to that.